Hi guys, and welcome to this short yin yoga class, which is directed at opening your chest and your heart, your shoulders. So it's only short, so we'll get a few poses in today, but the goal is to just soften and melt and get yourself nice and relaxed through the class. So what you will maybe need is some yoga props and supports. So if you don't have, I'll tell you what you can use as a substitute. I'm going to be using a bolster, and you can use a set of cushions as an alternative, a couple of different sizes, shapes and stuff, so whatever kind of feels more comfortable for you. And then you've also got your use of a blanket to soften yourself if you need, okay? And what we'll also show is your blocks. So if you don't have any blocks that are around, then you can use like hardback books and stuff as well, just to support your legs or your arms, and potentially a strap as well. So with the strap, you can just use a blanket, not a blanket, like a dressing gown belt, or potentially like an old scarf or something that you don't use, a nice long one. So whatever props you kind of think you're going to need, the main ones we're going to use are probably your bolster, your blanket, but you may want the others for a bit of extra support. And when you get them, I'll meet you back on your mat and we'll get going. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, so welcome, and hopefully you've got the supports, the props that you're going to need. More so maybe for a lot of the other variations, but this first pose mostly is when you're going to need these props. So we're going to be going straight into a reclined heart opener. So you'll want to have your bolster and all that stuff kind of nearby. But first we'll just get ourselves settled. So if you do want yourself propped up, you can take some blocks underneath your sit bones and give yourself a little extra lift there, mainly for if you're feeling a little bit rounded in your spine. And you can also take the meditation lying down if that feels more comfortable. And we'll rest our hands down on our laps or our knees, wherever you feel more comfortable here. Take in a deep breath into your belly, into your chest, your shoulders. And the big audible exhale out through your mouth, letting it go. Just easing yourself in, finding this space wherever you are. And just starting to check in with yourself on a physical level. How are you feeling now in this space? How do you feel physically in your muscles, your joints? How are you feeling in your emotions and your feelings? Are there any strong emotions in the surface today? Just noticing the mind and how our thoughts are today. Taking some deep breaths in. A nice audible sighs out through the mouth, just letting everything go. Finding ourselves come into a state of rest, of awareness, without trying to force things or change anything. Just learning and listening about our bodies, our whole self, and just being present in this moment with your breath. Listening into the sounds of your breath. Just taking this time just for yourself to ease ourselves into the practice. As we just take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then we'll bring our hands into our heart center, starting our practice by setting our intention of what we hope to gain from this class. Emotional release, mental clarity, physical tension release in our bodies, whatever brings you here. Allow that to be the center of your intention. As we take 1 more breath, wherever you are, exhaling it out completely and just letting it all go. And then bringing the hands down, bringing yourself into a comfortable seat. We'll get ourselves ready for our first practice. So we're going to take a reclined heart opener. So we'll get ourselves set up here first by bringing the blanket down on your mat. And you want it to be nice and flat, so no kinks and lumps and bumps or anything like that. As we're going to be sitting on this, so you don't want to have your hips uncomfortable. And then there's 2 variations we're going to take here with this bolster. For a deeper opening, you can leave the bolster laying flat if that's where you want to stay. And you can go all the way back, reclining your spine down, your head down. And it's going to give you a deeper opening in your chest, your arms, your shoulders, your throat. If you do want to ease off a little bit, then you can take some blocks, books, props underneath the bolster and just lay it down on top there to increase the angle. So whatever you do to give yourself that extra space, then go for it. You don't need it to be so high. Then maybe you just use 1 book to lift it a little bit. But wherever you are, just get yourself in your depth that you think you'll feel comfortable. You can always come out and take things out and add props and supports. And bring yourself sat on your blanket. And we sit here on our blanket to just reduce the impact and the angle on our lower back, protecting it just a little bit. And your legs can stay crossed, your feet can plant. If you do have lower back sensitivity, equally so, your legs can just extend long and just play around with whatever feels more comfortable with you when you get down in the reclined heart opener. As this whole class is focusing on our upper body today, so the legs, it doesn't matter what you do. As we inhale, take a breath. And exhale, slowly start by curling your lower back down, your middle back down, your upper back, until finally the head comes onto your bolster. If it feels a bit of pulling on your throat, just keep the mouth open for this whole asana. Bring the arms out to the side, let the shoulders surrender, let them drop away. Taking a breath or 2, nice deep ones into your chest as the inhales go from the belly into the lower ribs, up into the chest, the heart. And exhale, just letting it all go, releasing it. Letting your breath return back to a natural and a comfortable rhythm. feeling yourself falling down into the bolster. But feeling that support where you can just let yourself go. Opening your chest, opening your heart, your shoulders. Just giving yourself that space to let go of anything. And ridding yourself of this ideology that you have to look a certain way or to breathe a certain way during your practice. Just let the breath be comfortable and natural, and whenever anything arises, like a strong emotion or a strong thought, then you can take that deep breath into the belly, the chest, the shoulders, and exhale, nice audible sigh to let it go and to release it. As we take ourselves just for a little while longer here, this is your rest. And while we rest just for these final few moments, if you want to go deeper into your shoulders, you can walk the arms a little higher in line with the shoulders, or you can take the hands above you, hold on to the wrists or the opposite elbows and just let them fall down behind you, stretching into your armpits, your shoulders. And another variation of this is by taking the hands behind your head and let the elbows open wide. Just wiggle into the bolster to get yourself really comfy. Giving our heart a bit of space, stretching out our lymphatic system that we have around our armpits. Helping to restore a little bit of balance to our nervous system. Keeping the eyes closed, keeping your practice exactly how you want it. And keeping your breath nice and calm, smooth, and conscious. We rest ourselves here just for 5 more breaths. Maybe starting to deepen those inhales into the chest. Then very slowly, we'll bring ourselves back by peeling the head off the bolster, walking onto our elbows, our hands, until finally coming back to that seat. Moving into our second, we're going to do 4 poses today. So this is our second. We're going to take a supported Sphinx. So you bring your bolster to the front of the mat, and that can also be a support of lots of cushions. The goal is it's just going to go under our rib cage, give our back a bit of support. And then we're going to take the blanket, and this is going to be for our hips to rest on so they don't get sore. And you can take this out if you've got lots of cushioning underneath your hips already. If you're on a carpet, for example, then you can take that. And then we're going to bring our bolster to the top of our mat. Our block. And this is going to be to rest our head on, our forehead. So just taking this time to get everything set up. And then from here, we're going to come down, bring our hips down onto the blanket, Take the lower ribs onto our bolster. Bring the forearms down. And you can manipulate your cushions, your bolsters a little bit to get really comfy. Allow your hips to sink down. And then let your head just rest onto your block. And you can take it as high as you want, depending on how far you want to take this into a back bend. And this is where you'll end up with a nice red mark on your forehead, which is all good. But wherever you are, just deepening your breath. Allowing yourself to just let the hips sink down into the blanket, into the floor. Just slowing your breath down completely. If you do need any, like a blanket or anything soft, like a folded up t-shirt or towel or something on top of this bolster, you can always have that too. Just pause the video, come back. Just feeling a little bit of support here by the forearms. A little bit of rolling back of the shoulders, opening into the chest. Working on very gentle back bends and heart openers today, just to restore a balance into our bodies. Not just a physical balance, but an emotional one. As we just rest on this side, in this supported Sphinx, just for 1 more minute. Easing ourselves in. Yin yoga is all about slowing things down in a world that is often very busy, that never stops moving. During our yin, we find that time and we find that space to just slow down and stop ourselves, come to a full state of rest. And to do this, we feel supported by our props. We feel ourselves nice and grounded, so we can just let ourselves go and let our bodies surrender. As we take ourselves for 1 more breath here. Exhale it out completely. And then inhale, bringing ourselves back into our hands and knees, just to move some stuff out of the way. We're going to take the bolster away now. We don't need that. Take the blocks away. We don't need them. But you may want a blanket. So keep your blanket rolled up or a cushion, as we're going to be taking our head onto this potentially. So bringing it at the front of our mat. Making sure it's nice and soft and comfy. We're going to lie our chest down. Lie our head down. And we're going to take like goalposts with our arms here. So wiggle your hips out. Just get yourself settled for a moment. And then from here, we're going to roll over onto our right hip. Use the hand to support you here. And just let yourself bend into your knees. Let your head rest down onto your blanket. And feel that stretch going into your shoulder. So I'll show you on the other side so you can see. You'll let that elbow stay down into the floor. Let yourself just rest here for a breath or two, really opening into your shoulder, giving yourself that time and that space. And the legs can just be comfortable. This left arm can just be rested in front of your face. Just feeling that stretch going into your chest, your pec. You just rest here for a couple more moments. This is only yin, so we're resting for a little while, so soften into it. Surrender yourself down. Feeling that stretch really deeply into all that deep fascia tissue around your shoulder. We all talk about the big shoulder muscles, the main ones, but we don't talk around all that connective tissue that supports our joints and supports our other muscles, connecting them together, surrounding our nerves, like a skin of muscle that covers our entire body. As we inhale and very slowly bring ourselves back through the center, cactusing out the left arm, inhale there, moving your cushion in position, and then exhale, rolling over onto your left hip. Just relaxing your right arm, feeling yourself deep. If this is too much with cactus arms, you can always just straighten the arm, it's less intense. But when you cactus the arm, you get deeper into that shoulder joint. All the muscles that surround it and encase it. Slowing your breath wherever you are. Bringing yourself to a deep state of rest. As you surrender your body weight down entirely into the floor. Into the mat and your props, whatever you choose. This is all your time and your space. As we just rest ourselves here just for a final few moments. Feeling that stretch deep into your left shoulder. And then from here, very slowly bringing ourselves back onto our tummies. We're going to slowly push ourselves up, maybe feeling a nice opening here into your chest. Into those shoulders. They'll feel good. They'll feel open. We're going to get ourselves ready for our last pose, which is a supine twist. So from here, making your way onto your backs now. And while you rest there, take the knees into the chest. Give yourself that full body hug. Massaging out your lower back if you need it. And then from here, extending into the shoulders a little bit more, we'll take the right arm out to the side. Inhale in there. And then as we exhale, rolling over onto our left hip. And let the legs follow, let the knees follow. And at this point, if you've got a big gap between your knees, you can always put a cushion there, a block, a blanket, or you can just let gravity help you out here. As we only rest this one for a little moment, not too long. Just feeling that twist going into your stomach, your digestion system, into your obliques, your middle back, your shoulder, And then from here, inhale, taking it all the way back through the center. And then extend the left arm out and sending your knees over to the right, rolling on your right hip. Giving yourself a breather and a rest here. This is all your time and your space. Sending your breath up into that left shoulder. So just rest ourselves here for 1 or 2 final breaths. You've got this. Savasana is on our way. And then from here, wherever you are, we'll inhale, bring ourselves back through the center. Now it's up to you. You can take your bolster or cushion and bring it underneath your legs for your Shavasana. You can also cover yourself in a blanket if you want. Just listen to your body and what you want. But wherever you are, rest the legs down. Rest the hands out to the side. Take some deep breaths here into your belly and your chest. And exhale, sigh it all out, let it go. Allowing ourselves to soften completely into the ground and into the floor. Getting heavier and heavier with each breath. Taking your time. Slowing things down. And surrendering yourself down into the floor. Letting your muscles disengage. Letting your body come into a state of rest. Letting your emotions come back to a balanced state. A stable feeling. And let the mind just be however it is. As we take ourselves into one more deep breath here. Exhale it out completely. And you're more than welcome to stay here in your Shavasana with your music. Namaste.